TEAC 3D is all about graphing inequalities. This says the student is expected to graph the solution set of linear inequalities in two variables on the coordinate plane. Just going to need to literally be able to graph it. So what a question might look like, it might say graph the following solution set. Now, just like when we do equations, we need the slope and we need the y-intercept, m and b. B is where we begin, and m is how I move, remembering it's my rise over my run. Okay, we begin with the y. That's where we're going to start on our y-axis. It's my y-intercept. Then my slope tells me how to move from there. This one says I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 2. And I do that until I feel confident that I can draw a straight line through them. But I don't just go ahead and do it. When I'm using inequalities, after I get the coordinates plotted, I need to take a second and look at the inequality sign. This is a greater than sign. It looks like my right hand when I twist it to the side. And that one means that we're going to use a dashed line. We would use a solid line if there is the greater or equal to symbol underneath it, but there's not. This means when we put our ruler down to draw this line, we're going to have to dash it. Okay, so let's do that part. So we dash this line. Looks great. Okay, this line keeps going on off the map, so I'm going to draw arrows at the end. And now I also have to shade, because there's a half plane of solutions where all of the solutions or coordinates that work for this inequality exist. Now this is greater. Greater sounds like something that's bigger. So I'm going to look at my y-intercept and I'm going to look up because that's greater, above. Anything on this side, I'm going to shade in, and that is part of my solution set. It's part of the half plane where my solution set exists. Again, the inequality man is there to help you. Remember the dashed and the solid, depending on the symbol. You're going to have to remember above or below. And so here's what a question might look like. It says the graph of 2x minus 5y equals 10 is shown on the grid. Which ordered pair is in the solution set of 2x minus 5y greater than or equal to 10? Now the only way we can graph these is actually in slope-intercept form. So before I do anything else, I'm going to take this equation, I'm going to solve it for y. Okay, so that means I'm going to move 2x to the other side. I have negative 5y greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 10. Notice that none of the steps are any different for this inequality until we get right here. I just divided by a negative number. Your spidey senses should be tingling because when we divide or multiply by a negative number, we have to flip-flop that inequality sign. This would become y less than or equal to 2/5 x minus 2. Now that's the line that is represented here. It starts at negative 2, you go up 2 and over 5 before we find our next point. So I don't actually need to graph it. What I needed though was this inequality sign. Because this tells me that the inequality is solid, meaning anything on the line counts, and that it's below. So we're looking for anything in the solution set that is exactly on the line they've already drawn or below the line they've already drawn. Okay? So we can plot these points to figure it out. 0, 5 is right here. Oops, some more detail pen. That is not my solution set. 5, 0. I'll hang on to that one. It's on the solid line. Feels pretty good. Negative 2, 5 is right here. Not in the solution set. And negative 5, 2 is also not in the solution set. So answer choice B looks great. It is on the solid line, which counts. Dashed lines do not count. So that would not be part of my solution set. As always, we empower, we impact, we love. We are Skeeter Nation.